Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown, the unofficial sumo podcast for official sumo fans. This is Ryan.
This is Flyric.
This is Jake.
And this is Mac.
And this is our Kyushu 2024 Midway recap. As always, spoilers through day 8. So if you have not watched through day 8, pause it now. Welcome back. How did you enjoy day 8? It was fun, wasn't it? Now
That
let's
gimmick
talk about
won't
it.
stop being funny. It's a stupid joke, but because I only hear it once every 2 months, it's fresh every time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only six times a year for the past 7 years.
Was I the only one that was paying attention to our Patreons and saying that this was supposed to be a wacky shirt day? The Midway was supposed to be a wonderful wacky shirt.
No, I did see that. I did see that.
That is doing this right now. Come on. Seriously,
well,
guys.
let's do wacky shirt recap because I did see
it's
that.
over. The moment's over.
No, I do
It's
like
not
that
funny
idea.
anymore, Ryan.
I do have a good shirt that would work
Yes.
for it.
Oh, Flyric, thank you.
And
Thank
it would
you.
be
How
better to
wacky
see
people get.
Flyric in pain if he's wearing a stupid shirt at the same time.
That's a good point.
Oh no.
Because I guess
I do
this
need to
isn't
be
what I
in
would
pain.
this isn't what I would wear if it was stupid shirt day, but like it's
was it-
fairly unique shirt day.
It was
like,
supposed
there's
to just
probably
be
only like a dozen of
wacky
these
shirt
out there.
day.
This just
I know.
in, Jake thinks Olympic dance sumo is dumb and silly.
Right, that's what I'm like. What? Come
What?
on.
No,
Yeah.
it's unique. There's only a
It's
few of
supposed to
these
be
out there.
unique. Wacky
Yeah.
shirt day.
I thought we were talking
We-
about wacky. Yeah.
We will do wacky shirt day on the recap. But until then, we have four.
Here are the new patrons we're not going to listen to and forget about their ideas.
Apparently.
Yes, we do have 4 new patrons that have signed up since the preview episode. The first one is Laser Shark. And since we started this podcast, I have had one simple request, and that is to have sharks with freaking lasers beams attached to their heads. And you have finally fulfilled that wish. Thank you, Laser Shark.
We have
Excellent.
sea
Austin
bass.
Powers reference. Right. But I don't mean to
They've been
brag.
genetically mutated.
Oh, dear. But seriously, I don't mean to brag, but we've got quite the snag. They won't make you gag. And that is to welcome Plag with a flag that I'm not waving currently. So welcome Plag.
Terrible. I appreciate you. Also, new patron Joshua Riddenauer. Joshua is such a supportive fan of GSB. I bet he doesn't even skip past the Amazumo recap segment.
Ooh, wow,
Moving on to the
that's
Amazumo
dedication.
recap segment.
That's speaking of unique.
Skip. All right.
30 seconds. Nope, they're still going. 30 seconds. Oh man, this is a long one.
All right. For Mark Pillar, I bet you always hit your mark when acting out a scene. Welcome to the Patreon.
And to all of our continuing patrons, but especially Goncalo Montero, we love you like a Rikshi loves to continue fighting despite being stretchered out the day before and being completely ineffective on the dohyo, despite the fact that they've already secured enough wins to remain in the top division if they were to just stay home and rest the rest of the time. That's how much we love you, Goncalo.
Hypothetically.
Or Goncalo.
If that were to happen.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, hypothetically. So let's talk about the oft-skipped Amazumo update.
I'm just going to make it longer and longer and like see if I can Stockholm syndrome a few people into following amateur sumo more often. We do have a bit of a bigger one today because since the last time we recorded, Flyric and I, along with 2 of our Iowa sumo, oh yeah, Flyric's skipping the segment here.
There it is.
He left. No, we, Flyric, me, and both our Brandons from Iowa Sumo Club. Oh, you were going for your signature ranch. You can see mine over my shoulder right here.
Yeah.
We went to Indiana for the Midwest Sumo Open, where the medals did not arrive in the mail on time. So tournament organizer
wait,
Hunter
what?
got everybody a nice bottle of ranch if you got a medal.
That's the most Midwest thing
Yeah.
I could possibly think of as a gift.
Love it. Gold.
The special,
That's
yeah.
a gold ranch.
Nice.
Well, Hunter was like, yeah, what's the most Midwest thing we could do? So the medals were the last second save for the medals was ranch, and the special prizes were frying pans, cast iron frying pans. Honestly, pretty neat.
They were hefty.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, the Midwest Open, it's on GSB's channel. Go check that out if you like. I got a couple specific shout outs. I'll try and make it quick. In the comments of that video on GSB's channel for that event, Eric from Michigan went in and timestamped all of the matches, which is going to make the end of our episode really cool because we are going to take a quick look at all of me and Flaric's matches from the day and talk through how they went.
YouTube exclusive.
Flyric, we can skip a few of yours if you want. I know it wasn't your best day.
They're no spoilers. We'll find out.
No spoilers. We did come home. We each got a bottle of ranch for our trophy case, so we'll say that.
Yeah.
Other quick shout outs, obviously Hunter for putting on this tournament, basically solo, just all around great organized tournament. Went off with very few hiccups. Yeah, there's always something or other, but yeah, honestly, I don't even remember what could have gone better at this one. And shout out to Darius from Ohio, who ran the lightweight division so that me and Flyric didn't have to worry about tech or anything like that. He let us focus purely on the in the ring, get our matches done, and then I took over so he could wrestle at heavyweight. Two other quick shout outs. Shout out to our listener and fellow lightweight wrestler, Evan. I hope you keep listening to the show, even though I kicked his ass. Shout out to Ohio's Big Jake, who I hope he keeps listening, even though he kicked my ass. But
Mine too.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. In between divisions, we had a couple exhibitions, and Big Jake made a mockery of what we brought from Iowa.
Oh yeah.
But
I
no,
got
overall,
carried out like a little baby.
Yep.
It was great. It was
Yep.
good.
as always,
No
keep an eye on.
spoilers.
That actually was exhibition stuff. Fortunately,
Okay.
me and Flyric did not come across Big Jake in actual live competition. Hence, we are here today and not in the hospital. But as always, keep an eye on Sumo 411 for more amateur events. The next one coming up is December 7th in Houston, the Texas Classic. I believe that's the second longest running amateur sumo event in the States after the US Open, which I don't know when that is. I don't know if that has a 2025 date yet. But sumo411.com and check out the American Sumo newsletter. Our last issue came out about a week and a half ago, I think. And then the next one will be coming out in early January with a recap of the full year in amateur sumo.
So let's move in to talk about the first week of the Kyushu basho. It's been an exciting week. We're at the top of the leaderboard. We have two ozeki at 7-1. We've got Koto Zakura and we have Hoshoryu. Joining them at 7-1, we have a couple of Maegashira. We've got Maegashira 6, Takanosho, and Maegashira 15, Ono Katsu. So let's start with our two ozeki, Koto Zakura and Hoshoryu. Koto Zakura dropped a match to Oho on day 3. Oho was kind of bringing it like he brought it to last basho. Unfortunately for Oho, he has not been bringing it to basically any other match.
Nope, not really.
And Hoshoryu was a bit of a unlucky guy in what seemed like a very clear false start by Abi. Should have been a mata, but match went forward and Hoshoryu got beaten by Abi. So that's his one loss so far. But between those two ozeki, the two that we would probably expect to keep staying in the Yusho race, who has been more impressive, Mac?
Koto Zakura.
Really?
Yes, just for me.
Wrong.
Yes, okay, to be fair, Hoshoryu won his opening day, which we had said initially, if he can win his opening day, the basho is his. Thus
And
far,
look at him now.
Yeah, there you go.
No, hey, fair.
I just think it's funny that Ryan's like, what's your opinion? You say it, and he's like, are you sure, though?
Well, no, I expected Mac to be I was expecting Mac to be a Hoshoryu guy. That's what surprised me.
No,
I'm not
no,
disagreeing with
sir.
him necessarily, just surprised
No,
me.
I am more impressed with something that's going to come later. I have fully accepted my defeat this tournament. So at this point, my heaps of praise are going somewhere else. But between the two, it's got to be Koto Zakura. Come on, baby boy, let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna take what I assume is also Ryan's side based on that reaction. I think Hoshoryu's loss is
my energy.
yeah. Hoshoryu's loss is just a total asterisk. Like that was an awful false start. His hands were at like hip level still when Abi charged. Like
In
I don't
my
know, man.
mind, it makes up for the barely win that he had against the Tommy Fuji the day before.
True.
So
Yeah.
you take those two together and flip those two, then it's fine. So yeah, I'm not overly gutted about it, but
I think even more than
It is
just the
annoying.
fact, yeah, it is annoying. But I think even more than just the fact that he's got only one loss and it's kind of, like I said, there's an asterisk by it. I think Hoshoryu's been looking more impressive in the matches themselves. I think Koto Zakura's had more matches where he has struggled. But it's cool to see both these guys at the top of the leaderboard. But I think Hoshoryu, his wins have been like emphatic. So
Yeah.
I would pick
They've
him.
definitely been flashy, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of goes back, I think, their styles. Our patron in our Discord, Wata, had like a great breakdown of what's been happening so far in this basho with our 3 ozeki. Trailing just behind Koto Sakura and Hoshoryu is Shin Ozeki Onosato at 6 and 2. So he's definitely not out of it whatsoever.
Right.
But what Wata had said in our Discord is that this, especially day 8, just kind of fully encompassed the 3 ozeki and their styles. He had Koto Sakura, had a long, slow, controlled Yotsu bout where in the end he wins with a subtle move. And that is Koto Sakura's style. It is not going to be quick and flashy like Hoshoryu. He's going to work slow. Like, you're not going to be able to move him too much because he's so big. That gives him time to work and get a good grip and eventually beat you at the end. Then you have Onosato, has a sloppy and chaotic but ultimately convincing and quick push charge, which leaves his opponent 6 rows deep in the crowd. That's
It's
exactly
not
what
wrong.
happened against Tobizaru today.
Yeah.
He did not give Tobizaru time to do Tobizaru things. Onosato wasn't going to have any of that and just shoved him deep into the crowd. And then you have
he was like, I'm bigger. I'm just going to
I've
gonna use my
discovered the
size.
secret of sumo.
Yeah.
and then
Keep it simple.
Hoshoryu pulls an insane giga throw directly after the tachiai to put his opponent horizontal in the air after a spin. So yeah, I think out of the 3 of those, Onosato and Hoshoryu sounds a lot more impressive than Koto Sakura, but Koto Sakura has been just as effective, if not more so, than the other 2 so far this basho.
Thank you.
For me, there's been plenty of times where he's struggled though. Like today against Chura Naomi, for example. Like
I didn't look at that as a struggle.
I kind of did. There were a few moments where like I thought that I don't know. He still comes out of it with the good result. He still ended up vertical while his opponent was horizontal. But like I don't know.
It really
Shoryu
is
is like hurling men, and Koto Sakura is like patiently working for an opening while also sometimes almost losing. Is kind of where I've been seeing.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that in a lot of matches. I do in today's match because for me, he got like his right arm over the shoulder and grabbing the back of Chura Naumi's belt. And so he had control that entire match. Like Chura Naomi was fighting like hell to get out of it, but Koto Sakura never let him out of it. Chura Naomi never really put Koto Sakura in danger in that match. To me, it looked like Koto Sakura just had complete control of that match, and he was just looking for that best opening without putting himself in too much danger to try to take Chura Naomi out.
Sure.
Yeah. Jake, you're just caught up in the flashiness of Hoshoryu when you don't appreciate the slow, methodical, big boy sumo that Koto Sakura is just throwing around. It is. You gotta
Why
appreciate
expend
the
more
big
energy than
giants.
you need to?
Yeah, just because someone could flip someone over, it's the slow, methodical. You can't forget this old school big boy sumo.
Flyric,
very
are you
effective.
planting the seed for defending your loss in Indiana, where you ended up with your feet higher than your head?
Yeah, flips are nothing. That's
Flips. Anybody could get flipped. Anybody could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
No, I think there is something to be said of flashiness and not. It definitely is easy for like the eye test to kind of say, oh, Hoshoryu, that's really, really good.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of, I think maybe it's more of a passive style from Koto Sakura, kind of like maybe a more controlling kind of thing. So I think that maybe that's what he's leaning into because he has the size that he can play that style. While Hoshoryu has to be more proactive in like attacking his opponent.
Yeah.
Sure.
And one more note I have about Hoshoryu, especially after his win against Oshoma today, where it was just immediate at the tachi. I've got your belt. Oh, look, you've been thrown horizontal and you're down. He just seems to be like the ultimate guy that's like, oh, this is your first time in the joy and fighting Ozeki. You're gone. You're done. Oh no, Sato, Takeru Fuji. It doesn't matter. I'm flipping you and you're gone. Like, Koto Sakura's given up some losses to the guys in those positions. Hoshoryu just never. It always seems like I know exactly what to do to throw you on your ass, and that's what's gonna happen the first time you fight me.
I'll have a different brain fart,
and we
but not
love
this
him
one.
for it. And we love
Yes,
him for
exactly.
the fact that he can do that.
But as we mentioned, we have two more guys sitting at 7-1. We have Takanosho and Ono Katsu. I'll start this conversation.
King! All hail the new king, Ono Katsu, the M15 phenom. Seriously, all bow down before him.
Mac is overcompensating.
Of course I am.
Ono Katsu was his chump pick and is currently sitting at 7-1. So Mac
Just a
is
little context.
trying to hide the pain as best as possible.
No, I don't hide the pain. I embrace the pain.
Mac's just excited he gets to do a
accept it.
punishment again for the first time in a little while.
Yes, the sumo gods have decreed. They want me. They want my creativity. I cannot deny. They hunger, they thirst for me. I must appease them.
But beyond Mac
beyond
memeing
that.
a little bit, between Ono Katsu and Takanosho, who do we think is more likely to keep this momentum going, Jake?
I think, this is just such a classic question for you to put to me because there's like the good brain odds and then there's the terrible heart odds that I'm going to separate out immediately.
Give me your heart. I wanted to hear your heart.
Ono Katsu's new. He's fresh. He's got something, he's got that fire under him as a new guy. He stumbled very slightly on his Makuuchi debut, but he's back in form and he's going to join the ranks of all these other phenoms. He's only 24. He's was he the very last guy to ever get that Makushita Tsukidashi?
Until they change it again in 30
Until they
years,
changed it.
but yeah.
Yeah, right. But yeah, he entered at Makushita 15 a year ago. And yeah, he's already having a killer basho in the top division. Now, obviously it's me, so I have to say with my head, Takanosho is a guy that's like Sanyaku level when he's on.
Literally was in a playoff against the Yokozuna in July.
So like, obviously if I'm picking with my head or my actual money, that's where it would go. I think that I don't think he's had any like catastrophic injuries or anything like that, but he's definitely the last couple of years have been up and down for him. Just
he had
wise.
like a reported like ACL tear that he just kind of like fought through or something like that.
Yeah.
And that was kind of around the time where he had been like Sekiwake for 3 or 4 consecutive basho, and then he just kind of dropped off. And so maybe he's recovered from that, or maybe it's because he's fighting at Maegashira 6, because last basho, when he was Maegashira 1, he got absolutely decimated to the score of 4-11.
But he spent all of 2021 and 2 in like the upper top joy ranks. And then, late 22 through... Yeah, I mean, he's hovered right around like the single digit Maegashira, but yeah, this one, I don't know. I'm thinking that like just 2 basho ago, he was in that playoff and now he's 7-1. Granted, he's gonna, if he keeps this up, he's gonna get some harder matchups. But yeah, I think you gotta go with him as a guy that's been there before, because like how many generational talents can we get in like a 6-month span here? Like it can't be more every single basho, right?
Right.
I just don't think it's likely that Ono Katsu is going to jump up into that position.
We've also got Aonishiki down in Jurio lighting things up at 20.
I know, right? Like,
you insult the king, Ono Katsu. Behold his glory.
And then, but at the same time, we got like a bunch of these like medium prospects, like Churano Umi, Oshoma, who are like...
Churanumi's 31. I don't think you can put prospect on his name.
Fair enough. But I mean, Nishikigi... post 30 decided he was going to be good. Maybe that's what Shiranomi is doing. I don't know. There's just it's cool to see so many new names up in the top that yes, I do want to continue seeing new guys like Ono Katsu, Aonishiki that you brought up. Yeah, the other where's he from? Is he Georgian?
No, he's Ukrainian.
Ukrainian, thank you. Cool to see guys rocketing their way up like that. I just don't expect the Ono Katsu thing to last, right away. Maybe he can keep getting better, but we'll see.
All right. And then trailing just behind, 1 win behind the leaders, we have a group of another 4 Rikishi at 6-2. As I mentioned, we have Ono Sato. He dropped a loss to Abi. And what was his other loss, Ono Sato?
Wakataka Kage.
Wakataka Kage, yep. And then we have at Maegashira 3, we do have the aforementioned Abi. We have Maegashira 10, Takada Fuji, and Maegashira 16, Takeru Fuji. So we got both of the Taka Fuji people. So I want to start with Takada Fuji, because when I was putting together the list of leaders, like, how the hell is Takada Fuji 6-2? When did that happen?
Yeah.
When did he
Patient
get to be one
sumo.
behind the lead?
Patient sumo.
He's looked good. Like, his matches have been like really like kind of dominating sumo. It's been nice to watch.
Like, I noted yesterday when he fought Ryuden, like, Takada Fuji just went belt to belt with Ryuden and just beat him. And, like, I don't know that I've ever really seen a whole lot of belt battles out of Takada Fuji. And for him to go up against, I mean, he's like Maegashira 13. I think Ryuden's kind of lost a step now, but Ryuden used to be really good on the belt. And to see him go belt to belt with Ryuden and beat him there, that was very surprising. And then he just kind of like shrugged off Shonan Naomi today. So yeah, Takada Fuji, he started off 0-2 and has won 6 in a row.
I have
It's
no
impressive
idea.
to see. Yeah, I have no idea.
Patient
I think-
sumo. Final
I feel like
flash.
I feel like he does a lot of like redirection kind of thing. Like he's really good at kind of, we're battling. I'm just going to push you sideways, and that's like all I need to do. So he's like really good at kind of using opponent's momentum or just like redirecting it. I can't exactly tell what he's doing, but yeah, it looks good. It looks like very powerful and like dominating sumo. So I'm all here for it. Like, keep doing it, man. I love to see it.
And then we also have Abi up there. How we feeling about Abi in the Yusha race? I feel awful about it. I hate it. He's fought all of his tough competition already. He's fought both Komosubi. He's got one other Sekiwake tomorrow in Daisho, and then he's already fought all 3 Ozeki. He's sitting at 6-2. Are we taking Zabi a legit Yusho contender here?
He has
Oh,
to
yeah.
be.
Yeah,
If not a spoiler, I mean, you can't count him out.
unfortunately.
That's why. It's like you just can't.
Beating Onosato, beating Hoshoryu, like that's, yeah, he's absolutely in the mix. His, yeah, the Hoshoryu one, as we mentioned, is kind of an asterisk, but like, I don't know, he still got away with it. It's still a win on his record against one of the guys that was going to be his toughest, one of his toughest matchups.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking somewhat home free as matchup wise, and I hate it.
It's true.
Yeah, he's gonna join Tamawashi and the Nozeki double Yusho crowd potentially.
Oh, God.
That would break
Don't
my
do
heart.
that. Don't do that.
Oh,
That would be the worst end to the year. Like, we have Koto Sakura and Hoshoryu both sitting at Ozeki, like, finally, like, all right, they're finally going to break out. It's finally going to happen. Like, we're going to start the year just like we started this year with Ozeki coming off of a Yusho, and they're going to be on a Yokozuna run to start the year. And then at the last moment, boom, in comes Abi of all GD people to take the thing. No.
Can you imagine if he like beats Kotozakura in a playoff? For
Do not
Kotozakura's
put
first
that-
win, like, oh,
do not put that into the. Do not, Jake.
it would be a really fitting cap on 2024.
Fitting how? How does Abi winning?
Oh, I just mean the world in general.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's absolutely fitting. Yep.
Just take that one last thing that we have. Take away our joy in sumo at the end of the year.
All right. And then sitting at, I would say surprisingly at this point, only 6-2, Takeru Fuji. Any big thoughts on Takeru Fuji at this point? He dropped a couple of matches early, one to Toki Hayate and then one to Shonan Naomi, but otherwise it's been pretty much straightforward choo-choo sumo out of Takeru Fuji.
He's fine.
Fine.
Yeah. Better than fine.
Fine.
Yes, we all wanted him to be better than.
Yeah, exactly.
He
It's like we
but
wanted
he
him to be
doing
better, but
I can't think of anybody. Sorry, go
He's
ahead. Flair.
technically in the Yusha race for fine.
He is. I mean,
we
yeah.
gotta remember that.
Like it's he set such a high bar in his one other basho that he competed in the top division. That,
hey, Ryan. Technically, too.
Hey, that's why I said that he competed in, because he did not compete in the other one. I was avoiding that.
you technically defeated my technicality.
Yes.
retort.
In the best way
Anticipated.
possible.
I anticipated and countered.
Oh, slick
Oh.
judo move there. But yeah, I agree. I don't think there's anybody competing in their second tournament in the top division who's ever had higher expectations. Like
Yeah.
that's enormous.
Honestly, unfair, but he
Yeah,
put them
6
there.
and 2 is disappointing to us. Like how
How dare
that's
you?
nuts.
He's already has the most losses in basho as a sekitori that he's ever had. So unless he's looking to set a new
Good Lord.
low for himself, he needs to win out the rest of these matches.
He has never had more
Teddy.
than 2 losses in a tournament. That's
Yeah.
wild.
That he
Sorry,
competed
for all our
in and wasn't
listeners,
Kyushu
Ryan's
in.
cat is
I
just
said
clamoring
losses.
for attention.
I didn't say yeah. I only said losses.
All right. Are there any other Rikshi sitting at 5 and 3, or God forbid 4 and 4 that we would consider legitimate Yusho threats at this point?
Not
No,
really.
I don't think so.
There's plenty of notables, but I don't think I see any of the guys. So
Mm-mm.
quick list: Daisho, Wakamoto Haru, Wakatake Kage, Tobizaru, Endo, Mitaki Yumi, Gonoyama, Meisei, Shonan no Umi are all at 5 and 3.
I would say of
Eh.
those Wakataka Kage, like people have to mess up though and drop matches.
That's
for
true.
him to get up in there.
Yep.
But he's looked pretty good. Like his match against Ono Sato, like apparently he's 2-0 against the guy. Like,
Yep.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
But then he also lost the next day to Oshoma.
Right.
And he already
Yeah.
lost to Kotozakura and Hoshoryu. And that loss against Hoshoryu, that was a hell of a throw by Hoshoryu off that Kotanage. Like Jake said, horizontal when you're still in midair and you still got time to spin and fall. Hoshoryu's dealt out a couple of those this basho, and one of them was to Wakataka Kage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of frustrating because he did come out of I think somebody pointed out on day 6, he was 4 and 2 and had already gotten through all the Sekiwake and Ozeki.
Mhm.
He was in a very prime position to be a Yusho contender. And then what on earth? Like Oshoma of all people, Oshoma has 2 wins this basho, and one of them is Wakataka Kage.
Yep.
And so it's frustrating. I don't see him I definitely, after that Oshoma loss, I see him dropping 1 or 2 more.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looked great coming off that first week. That's kind of a bummer.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk about some injuries that we have seen in the basho. Once again, as we predicted on the preview episode, Terunofuji obviously did not start this basho. He was Kyujo as of day 1. Of Rikshi that actually started this basho, Bushozan pulled out on day 7 after a 1-6 start. I didn't see any necessarily like why he pulled out, but he pulled out after a win, so he must have tweaked something in that win against Nishiki Fuji. But Bushozan is out. If he does not return and pick up a lot of wins in quick fashion, he will be on the train down to Juryo. Teddy, stop scratching my monitor, buddy.
I think I heard for him it was a knee.
A knee injury? Okay.
Mm.
And then somebody who should have gone Kyujo the same day Bushozan did, Mitaki Yumi. He took a nasty fall from the dohyo on day 6 and needed to be stretchered out. I don't know if he needed to be stretchered out, but they stretchered him out. And then he returned on day 7, looked completely unable to fight. Pretty much the same story on day 8. Sounds like that landing gave him a hip and shoulder injury, but he said he felt pain, but not bad enough that he could stay off the dohyo. That hip has so much tape on it right now. It's ridiculous, but
It's like it's holding his leg on.
Mitaki Yumi staying in and fighting for some reason. I don't know why. He's up at M7. He started off 5-1. He was off to a great start, but with those 5 wins already banked, if he left and had a 5-10 record, he probably would only drop to like M12, M11, something like that. So he was in no danger of dropping down to Juryo. So I can't understand why a clearly ineffective Mitaki Yumi is still wrestling.
That day
Hopefully
7
he
match,
comes out
like
soon.
I just don't get how he wrestled on day 7, was so clearly like, nope, it's not happening, and then is trying again.
Yeah.
Like I could see it. I mean, I still would encourage him not to have done it, but I could see taking one more swing after after falling off the dohyo and being injured. Take one more swing, see if I still got it on day 7. Nope, it's not there. That's when you have to pull out. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, one more quick note on him. Even Kintama Yama, who has been watching sumo a hell of a lot longer than we have, said it was the first time he'd ever seen this. But Mitaki Yumi got injured in a win. And he got stretchered out, and his opponent had to bow to an empty space, and the Gyoji turned and like announced the winner to an empty space. That was very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Some other Rikishi to note. We got to start with Sekiwake Kirishima, and just what
Yep.
what
What is going on,
happened?
buddy?
what happened?
You okay?
You okay? Yeah, seriously, like you okay, bud? He starts 0-5. Looks like he's allergic to touching the other Rikishi's belt for some reason. I did notice on like day 2 or 3, it looked like he had one of his hands taped up a lot. That tape has gone away since then, so maybe some kind of hand injury, but I haven't seen anything reported, and maybe I'm just imagining things. But I know in one of the matches he had, like, he went for somebody's belt and then like just pulled it away immediately, even though like it looked like he was going to have a very clear grip with the belt. And then day 6 and 7, it wasn't pretty, but he was able to get belt grips on those two Rikishi. Hida to Umi and Shodai picked up wins there. And then he was just completely bodied by Daisho today. He looks completely ineffective. Looks like he's on his way to dropping out of the Sanyaku ranks completely. And then just completely disappointing all people who might have selected Kirishima to represent them as their champ in a prediction series.
Hypothetically, if anybody
Hypothetically,
had
of
done that.
course.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, it's just like was it maybe May or March or May or early this year when he was coming off his like potential Yokozuna run.
Mm-hmm.
There was just some minor injuries that didn't really, I don't know, it didn't seem to super visually change how he wrestled. He just didn't quite have the juice for the finishes every time. And it kind of feels like this one is like that to me. I didn't notice the hand thing, so that's definitely something I gotta keep an eye on. But like to me, it looked like he was wrestling mostly normal, just poorly.
Worse. Yeah,
just
it's weird.
worse. The way Mitaki Yumi kind of fell off over the last couple of years, it's not like anything was super obvious. It's just worse.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else I wanted to talk about real quick, coming up to the top division for the first time, Shishi. He's been one of the more exciting guys to watch day in and day out as he's going on these epic belt battles. I feel like it's kind of dropped off the past few days, but like definitely days 1 through 5, like all of his matches were like must-watch matches, especially his one against Onokatsu. But he's lost 5 in a row after starting 2-0, but he did pick up a big, strong win against Sada Naomi today. What are we thinking on Shishi, Mac?
He's okay. He's doing fine. You're okay. Debut. You got this, buddy. 3 and 5. It's okay. Just shake it off. Shake it off. Keep doing what you're doing. You'll get there. You'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so huge.
I still love you. I still love you.
Oh, Max got a card, therefore Shishi is his love
so
for life. I
much.
get it. No.
It's
I
my
saw-
computer.
I saw an awesome post on r/sumo memes. Somebody said, "We figured out why Shishi is so good on the Tawara," and somebody had photoshopped 2 feet with 6-packs on the like on the soles of their feet. Because there's a handful of days where he was like right at the edge, and just I don't know how he managed to grip the ground,
Standing
like
on
that.
his tiptoes, just somehow not being pushed out. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's trying.
He's got ripped feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's unlike Ichinojo back in the day, who would just give up at the edge. He is not giving
Not my
up.
boy.
He is ready to fight each match.
Exactly.
It's nice to see.
I have to give my love to somebody. Chiyomaru isn't here, so somebody has to get my love. Therefore, it is Shishi.
Chiyomaru about to go back down to Makushita. He is
I know.
0-8.
Don't do that.
Mac, maybe you shouldn't like Rikishi. It doesn't go well for them.
Apparently, I'm a curse, and I don't try to be. But it's like, why?
I mean,
Why
we've
does
been saying it
everything
for
I
years,
love go
but
away
yeah.
from me.
You just need to be neutral at best for any Rikishi.
I can't. That is not my personality. I am balls to the wall with everything that I do.
This is
I hope
kind
he
of
does his
funny.
best.
This is kind of funny coming from you, Ryan, to be neutral at best with every Rikishi.
Right.
That's why I'm telling Mac to do it. I'm certainly not capable of such things.
Yes. Mac, I want for one basho for you to just take like the post-match interview wrestler stance on everything. It's just be like, yes,
now-
I hope he does his best and takes
Now
his
that is
one
a
day at
pun-
a
that
time.
would be a punishment
That would be the
for me.
punishment for Mac.
Oh,
yeah.
that
there
would
we
be
go.
so hard.
Mac, I punish you to be neutral for one
Oh
episode.
no, you asshole! That would hurt.
I know it would really actually punish you instead of giving you an opportunity to punish the rest of us like usual.
Sumo gods, hear me!
Speaking of Rikishi that I am not neutral on, Oho sucks this basho.
You asshole!
He had one good match.
Well, two. He's got 2 wins. One of those was against
Hold on.
Kirishima, and Kirishima's a husk of a man right now. But that win against Koto Sakura was pretty decent.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
It was some good big boy sumo, you know.
Yeah.
He
And
can match the size.
Yeah, he's just getting overpowered. All of his losses are either Yorikiri or Oshidashi. So yeah, he's just getting overpowered, even by the likes of Ura and Shodai are getting Oho this basho. So it doesn't seem like he's pulling out quite the same magic that he had last basho, where he went 9-6 with those impressive wins over like Koto Sakura and Hoshoryu. But he is completely through the Sanyaku schedule. He's fought everybody ranked ahead of him, and tomorrow he's got another kind of unfortunate hapless guy in the 1-7 Hira de Umi. So we'll see if Hira de Umi can make it happen against Oho. I'm pulling for you, Hira de Umi. You don't deserve this bad start.
I think both of those guys are doing better than their records would indicate. Like neither of them looked completely lost, but similar to Kirishima, they're doing the sumo. They're just doing it less good than they should be.
Yeah, but Hira de Umi did lose to Kirishima, so ugh.
I know, and one of these guys, and tomorrow either he's going to lose to Oho or Oho's going to lose to him, and it's going to look like crap for the other guy.
Yeah.
So just saying, but like, yeah, just the intensity, the sturdiness, like Hirodoumi and Oho, both as young guys that are somewhat new to this level of sumo, they're holding their own. Their records are, like I said, they are doing better than their records would indicate. But yes, their records are obviously what they'll be judged on.
Yeah. Somebody that's completely surprised me this basho, honestly, Takayasu, 4-4 at Maegashira 10. Like,
Ryan, you just ruined it.
what did I do?
You cannot acknowledge Takayasu.
Oh, he's 4-4.
If you do,
He's not going to win
no.
any.
The
He was
second
never
you
in danger
do,
of winning this
The
Yusho.
second you start talking about him, now he's going to do awful. We just have to put him aside and be like, he's okay. He's fine. We know he's doing okay. He's 4-4. He's all right.
I think Ryan was going the other way, is that 4-4 at that low of a rank is kind of a disappointment for Takayasu.
But you can't notice him. It's just like it's like a spren in the Brando Sando series. You can't notice him. You can't talk about him. You can't know him. Otherwise, the spren won't change. The spren will just remain as it is. You want him to grow. You want him to do better. Don't acknowledge him.
If
I
Mac
think
is like,
you're misillusioned that I am a fan of Takayasu and have not been cheering against him at every opportunity that I have had for when he was in Yusho contention.
You monster.
Ryan, it confirmed
It's only
ultimate
because
heel.
of Jake. Like, if it wasn't because of Jake, I probably would be
Yeah.
heartbroken for him as well. But because I can't let Jake be happy, I'm happy when Takayasu does poorly.
Oh no, we've been friends and fans of sport together for like 15 years now. Like I get it. I understand. It's your nature. It's like the scorpion and the frog or whatever. You know, like
Yeah.
I root for a guy. Ryan is going to sting me with a scorpion tail if he can.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. But Mac, if you're enthusiastically anti Takayasu for this basho,
No.
I think that no, please do that is what I'm saying, because then maybe he'll pull it around and
okay.
end up doing well.
It's like, no, it's just don't bring him up. He'll be fine. Just don't acknowledge him. He'll be fine. And I want him to be fine.
Yeah, I'm definitely disappointed with 4-4. I think generally when he's been this low, he's still talented enough to do really well and only do poorly when he gets promoted again.
Mhm.
But yeah, if he's already going to have a bad basho all the way down at Maegashira 9, that's frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, looking at like the past bashos where he's competed every single day, they're few and far between the past
Yes.
couple of years, but the ones where he's competed every day, 10-5, 11-4, 10-5, 10-5, and then a 7-8 back in July of 2023. So recently, if he'd been competing, he'd been looking good. So this is kind of a surprising start for Takayasu, maybe a sign that those injuries are really kind of catching up with him. And he's 34 years old at this point. He's been oft injured these past few years. So maybe it's just taking its toll and he's not going to be at that level, or maybe he'll come back next basho and will make a run for the Yusho again as a double-digit Maegashira.
The last time that he had a record this poor at this stage of the basho was 2.5 years ago. He was either totally out or he was doing well. So yeah, this is definitely feels like we're on the downswing.
Yep. One more guy I wanted to bring up, Tommy Mawashi, has turned 40 on day 7. So we've got a 40-year-old fighting in the top division, looking good. He's also 4-4 at this point. But something that slipped past my notice, but I saw a comment on the sumo forums about it. Tamawashi has had, he had 3 consecutive? No, he has 4 consecutive 7 and 8 records.
Mm-hmm.
And so sitting at 4-4 on the Midway, he's looking real good for a 5th consecutive 7 and 8 record. And if he were to do that, that would tie Kaiki and Kairyu Yama for most consecutive 7 and 8 records in the top division. So you know what I'm pulling for Tamawashi the rest of this basho. Let's go 3-4.
Yeah, he's going for every record. It seems like right now. He just wants to be
why
on
wouldn't you?
Yeah, he just wants to be on these top lists that, it's even the weird ones because he knows those are going to take a while to get broken.
Yeah, because you got to be really good to get that many 7 and 8s in a row in the top division. Because you have to get high enough ranked that 5 of those isn't going to drop you out of the top division.
Exactly. It's impressive.
Yeah.
Interesting note on Tamawashi. His last double-digit winning record was his last Yusho when he went 13-2.
Wow.
Back
2
in
years
September
ago.
of 2022. He hasn't hit double digits since his second Yusho. Oof. That's interesting.
funny.
Didn't realize that.
He's had 2 double-digit losses, but other than that, he's had either 6, 7, or 8 wins every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. I kind of wanted to bring up some weird sportsmanship moments that I saw that I thought were kind of interesting. There was a little bit of one today where Takeru Fuji recovered after Ryuden henked him, and then didn't we always expect them to be like, oh, that guy's down. I'm gonna I'm gonna offer my hand, and you refuse my hand, and that's how it goes, and everybody maintains their dignity and whatnot, and you get back up to the ring. Takeru Fuji jumped off of the dohyo and picked Ryuden up and helped him back up to the dohyo, which I don't know. It really right on the line between good sportsmanship and like patronizing.
So here's the thing about that also is like, I think he had a moment at the end because he had pushed Ryuden out and then he gave him an extra push. I think it was very clear. Like he gave him an extra push after Ryuden had stepped out. And I think that extra push was due to the henka. And so I think maybe to overcompensate for the extra push, he's like, I've got to jump off and help him up.
Yeah, gotta make this look better.
Yeah.
But the other one that I thought was really interesting was on, let's see, was it day 1? Yeah, it was day 1. Takeru Fuji, I'm gonna pull it up and I'm gonna vamp for time because I don't remember who he faced.
Asakoryu on day 1.
Asakoryu. What's that?
A lot of Takeru Fuji sportsmanships I'm noticing.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was really, I guess it kind of boils down to 2 moments, but it's 2 moments that make me remember that he was an amateur sumo guy for a little while. Because helping somebody up, and then on day 1, what happened against Asakoryu, he beat Asakoryu, and then as they crossed paths back to their starting position so that they could bow, he went for like the subtle like high five, great match, man. Which those are that and helping your opponent up before they even have the chance to be like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like that very much reminded me of like the casual camaraderie of amateur sumo. And I'm curious if that's where it's from, or if Takeru Fuji just kind of like forgets decorum and is like too much of a cool dude. Because it was just so weird to me to see on the professional dohyo just going for like the subtle little high five. It's tiny gesture, it's like the bare minimum in like amateur sumo, but like in pro sumo, that's unheard of to me. So I don't know. That just stuck out like a sore thumb, and I wanted to bring it up.
All right. Anybody else in the top division we want to talk about before we quickly run through some bottom or lower division headlines?
I would just like to quickly say THRU, like he's been having some pretty good matches. Not always going his way because like sometimes he just gets bulldozed by Onosato because he's smaller than the other guy. But he's pretty good. And I might have mentioned this before, but he has kind of a very similar to Ura, where he kind of like crouches down, has his hands out to kind of like a defensive style to like move away the hand before he kind of goes in. So it's he's kind of stuck up at the Joy for a long time. I just kind of want to give him some props. Like he's doing pretty good.
Those two face off tomorrow.
Ooh.
Oh, do we get our bi-monthly Ura Tobizaru treat tomorrow?
Yep.
Sweet.
Tobizaru has the edge in that rivalry 9-4.
Let there be chaos.
I would not expect
There
that.
be chaos.
Yeah.
Down in Juryo, our leader at 8-0 is Oshoumi out of nowhere at the bottom of Juryo. He is Juryo 14 West. I believe, was he in? Yes, he was 6-9. Jake, he was 6-9 from Juryo 14 West last basho.
That one.
And they kept him in Juryo. So we've had another instance of a 6-9 Rikshi staying at the same rank.
How does that work?
Not well.
Yeah.
But also the bottom of Juryo was a mess, and it was either that or keep Asanoyama, who was completely absent from Juryo. And so I think they wanted to make sure that Asanoyama got knocked
Well,
down.
at least
And
you
so-
got some wins, so you stay.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Um,
making sure that they don't regret it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, Oshoumi, whose previous best record was an 8-7, and then his other three Juryo bashos were all losing records. He's starting 8-0. He's looked fantastic so far this basho, so that's been very interesting to see. As I mentioned, Aonishiki is off to a 6-2 start in his Sekitori debut. So the 20-year-old out of Ukraine is still looking like there's no slowdown in sight for him. As
He's at a 44-6 career record, just for context. He started at the very bottom 1 year ago, and now he's already up here.
Yep. So his meteoric rise up the Bansuke looks like it will continue after this basho. And down in Sandanme, Enho is tied for the lead down there with a 4-0 start to the basho. So Enho is slowly but surely making his way back up the Bansuke. But with that, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, Jake will update us on where the GSB belts are. If you enjoy the Grand Sumo Breakdown podcast, you can leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast listening service.
You can find us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just search for Grand Sumo Breakdown.
Support the show on Patreon and check out our blog, grandsumobreakdown.wordpress.com.
If you have any questions, comments, or corrections, drop us a line at grandsumobreakdown@gmail.com or give us a call at 805-613-7866. That's 805-613-SUMO.
Also, watch us on YouTube.
And we are back taking a look at the GSB belt. Not a ton to report on this one, but one really cool development and one piece of gigantic luck for us on our GSB belts.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah. So starting with the winner's belt, this is the third iteration. This is the one where the belt goes to the winner of the match and they carry it towards their next match, and whoever wins that keeps the belt and so on. That made the jump from Makushita to Juryo. So we were stuck for like 2 years on our last one before that jump was able to happen. But this time we got real lucky with Hatsuyama starting at, he was at Makushita 1 West, and on day one he got matched up against Oshomi. And Oshomi in Juryo, as we just mentioned, is undefeated. So Oshomi took that day one match, took the belt up to Juryo, and has been hanging on to it. So Oshomi is, I don't expect him to go 15-0, but if he did, he would carry that belt basically all the way up. But it's also likely that if Oshomi is going to get beaten, hopefully it's by one of those upper level Juryo guys. So chances are good that belt is going to keep rocketing up.
Starting to get to the point in matchmaking where it's going to start being the people with the same records fighting each other. So there's only up to go in Juryo from the bottom spot. So
literally, yep. Now, the loser's belt, this one we gave it to Teruno Fuji, and we just said, all right, whoever loses his next match will get the belt, and whoever loses the match after that gets the belt, and so on. We wanted to see how quickly it would fall down the ranks and see if they would cross paths. And it looks like we're doing pretty good on that one, too. It started on Bushozan, who held that belt like an absolute champ for like an entire first week, doing a real solid to us by not winning any matches. And as we mentioned, he did pull out, but fortunately, he beat Nishiki Fuji before he pulled out. So Nishiki Fuji took that belt via that loss. Nishiki Fuji then beat Sadano Umi. So our loser's belt is currently sitting on 3 and 5, Maegashira 12, West, Sadano Umi. Both those belts are in a good position to continue their trajectory. Could be as soon as next basho that these cross paths. I think that'd be really cool.
Cool.
And looking at our chump status right now, we have Jake in the lead with 13 points, his team of Kotozakura and Toki Hayate. We have Flyric right behind with 12 points, his team of Ono Sato and Asa Koryu. Somehow me right behind Flyric with 11 points, with my champ being Kirishima, but an absolutely goated pair of chumps in Bushozan and Nishiki Fuji. And then you got Mac with 7 points, his champ Takeru Fuji, but as we mentioned, the chump of Onokatsu starting 7-1, absolutely
the sumo
costing
gods
him
hear
here.
me. They want me.
There's some serious cursed picks going on here with Onokatsu as a chump and Kirishima as a champ.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that either of these were expected, but in hindsight, just wretched picking from you two guys.
if I would be so happy if like Kirishima can lose the rest of his matches as long as Onokatsu gets like at least
Wins
11
out.
wins. I would think that would get him a special prize, and that should basically eliminate Mac.
Oh, that would lock in with some bonus
Unless
points.
Takeru Fuji gets a special prize, in which case it's negated.
Nope, because we nerfed champ scores. Special prizes for champs get +1. Special prizes for chumps get -3.
Damn.
We definitely left it as like, if you pick a chump that poorly, you deserve a little extra punishment.
Crap.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think we've had a
embrace it.
chump win the Yusho yet, but we've gotten like close.
Oh no! Oh, I embrace it. All hail the new king.
Well, now I want Onokatsu to win the Yusho.
Oh, that's what I mean. All hail the new king.
Yeah,
Let it be known.
Okay. Max setting records out here like Tamawashi with the losing records in a row. Kind of
Damn
thing.
right. If I'm gonna go out, baby, let's go out in style.
Yeah.
All right.
Respect it.
So let's move on to our lightning round. Jake, who has impressed you the most so far?
Compared to expectations, honestly, Onokatsu. I mean, there's always like one guy in the lower ranks that does pretty well, but yeah, he's doing real good. I'm definitely never would have guessed it. I might have even picked him as a chump, you might say.
What about you, Flyric? Who's impressed you the most so far?
You know, sometimes we only get 1 or 2 cool throws from
Lightning
Hoshoryu,
round.
but we've been lucked down. We've been lucked out that we've gotten so many cool throws.
Yeah.
So Hoshoryu, he's mine.
Mac, do I need to ask?
No, you're good.
Okay. And
we aight.
I'm going to agree with Flyric. I'm going to say Hoshoryu as well. It's the best start we've seen him.
Lightning round.
Line around, Ryan.
No way.
Come on, Ryan, keep it moving.
Come on.
All right, Flyric, who's disappointed you the most so far? Assholes.
Oh fuck, I wasn't this right. No. Obviously Kirishima. I want a little bit more than this.
Any answer besides Kirishima?
No.
Aight.
All right. Mac, what's been your favorite match of the basho so far?
Do you need to ask?
Shishi
Yeah.
versus Onokatsu?
Thank you.
Okay. Because that's also my answer.
Yeah, mine too.
This was it.
Yeah,
Not,
same.
yep, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Lightning round. Lightning round. Lightning round.
Yep.
It was great.
Say no
Day
more.
3, go rewatch.
Yep. Go watch.
What matchup are we most excited to see in week 2? And I,
Any answer other than the Ozeki 3-way?
yeah,
Hello.
pretty much.
They're
Like-
all in the Yusho race and won't face each other till the last days.
Hoshoryu versus Kotozakura. That'll be the day 15 Musubi no Ichiban. If that one has the Yusho on the line, that's the answer.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'd be
baby.
Wait, you say that one like it's certain? Is it because they're the top 2 ranked guys?
They're the top 2 ranked guys.
They always play
remaining,
on the last day.
and that
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't thought of it before. If you have 3 guys that are technically at the top most rank that is competing, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And we'll start with Jake. Who's gonna win the Yusho?
Yeah, I for sure one of the 3 ozekis is my pick. I think that I don't know. I'll stick with Hoshoryu. I already called it out as he was the guy that I was most impressed with earlier.
Flyric.
Same with Jake. It's one of the ozeki, but I have a little bit less faith in Hoshoryu. I'm trying to think of a Kotozakura on Sato, and I don't know.
Love if Kotozakura finally got one.
It would be good. But my heart of hearts is saying Onosato, so I'm gonna go with him. He's gonna get it from one behind.
All right, Mac. What do you got?
Long live the king.
Oh, no Katsu, of course. Yes.
Long live the
Why
king.
did I ask?
Yep, committed. I love
Seriously,
it.
lightning round, Ryan. Come on.
Shut up. And then for me, I'm going to go with Kotozakura. I feel like if he's in the Yusho race at the Midway, I've been picking him to win his first Yusho every single time. I see no reason to change that. So I'm going with Kotozakura.
If he wins the Yusho, that pretty much locks in me as the champ
Yeah.
winner. So
Yeah.
my heart's certainly on your side.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think my heart is slightly more Kotozakura than Hoshoryu right now. I do love them both, but I think right now I'm just slightly more on the Kotozakura train.
Sure.
All right. That's going to wrap up our podcast portion of the Midway episode. As Jake mentioned during the Amazumo update, we're going to stick around for YouTube exclusive. We are going to watch all of Jake's and Flyric's amateur sumo bouts from the recent Midwest Open. So for all of our podcast listeners, thank you for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Until next time, throw your salt high and keep moving forward.
Alrighty. Hopefully I remember to cut it off there. Anyways, if you are still with us, thank you for humoring us with some amateur sumo stuff. The Midwest Sumo Open, if you don't want spoilers, like complete spoilers beyond what we've already said, go check it out. It's on the Grand Sumo Breakdown channel under the live tab.
Flyric is so enthused. I nothing from energy from Flyric with that yawn.
We're gonna go through all our matches, but yeah, Flyric, as we mentioned, it wasn't your best day. You still did some awesome sumo, but like the results, you did better than your record would have indicated. Like
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the tough thing about sumo is like the matches are so quick, and sometimes the format you only get a handful of matches, so it's like if
Really
you don't get
unforgiving.
much time to adjust, I think
Yeah.
that kind of hit me. So I definitely think I improved throughout the day, but it was a little bit rough.
All right, let me get the sharing going. Okay, so we're looking at our cover photo here for the Midwest Sumo Open. Again, this was Bloomington, Indiana, November 9th, 2024.
Nice.
Noon to 4 is what it says there, but we were on sumo time, so obviously we started a little late. As I mentioned, one of the competitors, Eric from Michigan, went through and look at this beautiful timestamp for everything.
good.
I'm not going to go through everything here,
Nice.
but if you are interested, highly recommend checking it out. There's a lot of good sumo, but we're going to focus here on lightweight. Lightweight, I think we had like 8 or 10 competitors here. So it was double elimination. We're going to start with my match against our listener, Evan. This was Evan's first tournament, so definitely got to give props for stepping in the ring the first time. And it was kind of funny. It was like most of the way through the day, when I finally had some free time, he came over and was like, "Hey, you're the podcast guy." Didn't recognize me by my face or by my excellent sumo.
Is
But,
that Packy as the Gyoji?
That is Packy. Yeah,
That's
you've met
what I
him, Matt.
thought.
Yeah, Packy is actually one of the top card collectors in the world. We've been kind of
Really?
on the back burner. We've
wow.
kind of had the idea of hooking Packy up with you guys for a card opening episode.
Oh,
'Cause
sweet.
He's got thousands of them. Anyways, this is first round of men's lightweight. That's me on the left and Evan on the right. And so right away,
Jake
I
going
get
in
my head
low?
into his chest. That's
Well
that
done.
was
There you go.
one of the things I did somewhat okay on this tournament was my head position. My losses were my losses weren't great, but when I got that head position, I did pretty solid.
Yeah,
Now,
you've
Flyric-
gone pretty good about getting like nice and low during your matches. I noticed
Yeah.
that.
Ooh,
It-
Flyric, you are rocking that Mawashi, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Flyric there on the left, and then had the unlucky draw of getting Ali there on the right. Ali is from Kyrgyzstan and is like a borderline Olympic level wrestler.
Oh shoot.
Not
Oh,
not at
And I had
sumo,
no
but,
idea what I
like,
was getting into either. So this
So
Yeah,
Flair's
not-
about to truck this guy is what you're setting us up for,
Yeah.
he's
right?
fairly new to sumo, but he trains out of Chicago. He's actually wearing one of Iowa Sumo's loaner belts today.
Nice.
But yeah, this was another opening round matchup at lightweight. Flair comes in kind of high,
Ooh.
but Ali goes for classic wrestling there. We're kind of 50-50. Ali's just watching his feet and his hips, and he's going to pull a hakuho here. And
Oh
just,
my god.
just out of nowhere, he's like, all right, I finally have the position, and now I'm going to just absolutely truck this fellow.
Flyric, you stuck the landing.
Flair, you mind if we do a replay here?
Go ahead. He gently guided me into the landing. Is what he did.
But you stuck it.
Yeah. I don't think I did anything here.
Oh, buddy.
There was
He simultaneously put your life in danger and saved your life by not letting you
Yes.
slam your head in the ground.
Exactly.
Look at him smile as he was like, hey, you're okay.
the event photographer is kind of like off to stage right, and she got a picture where Flaric's feet are both higher than his head at the same time.
Wow.
And one of our
good
teammates
ones.
described that picture as Flaric looks like a biblically accurate angel with the mess of limbs going all over the place.
Did I see Christina
Oh.
Griffin-Jones at this
You
tournament
did
as well?
not. You are looking at
my
Brianna, who looks
Oh, Brianna. Okay,
similar.
sorry. She had the same hairstyle.
Yes, I don't blame you for saying that. Yeah,
I made
might
that
be
same
Christina.
mistake yesterday when Jake showed me.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. So here I am going up against the leader of Grand Rapids Sumo Club out of Michigan. That's Gabe Unick on the right. He is a
Real
national
quick, I have
medalist.
to ask: is like the camera placed on like the shakiest table ever, or what's going on?
No, it was placed on the stablest table we had available.
Which is
But
quite
yes,
shaky.
there is a little bit of wobble. It was worse when we were testing. We made it better. But here, this match isn't going to last long. So watch. I go for the head position again, and I crack the coconut a little bit. Bonk.
Ooh.
Ow. And then Gabe is a like collegiate style wrestler and just
Yep.
boom,
Nice.
snap down. No,
I
big deal.
remember meeting Gabe at the Consulates Cup. Like, that's,
Yeah,
not this
he's,
year, but years past.
So that's my first loss. Me and Flairic are both moving down to the lower bracket. Next
Double
one-
elimination.
Double elimination, right. So my next matchup, I'm on the verge of elimination here, and I get Nate, coach out of Nashville.
Yeah.
Nate has hosted a number of tournaments, including the Sakura Cup, which I believe will be coming back in 2025 in the springtime sometime. That's in Nashville, headed by Tennessee Sumo, Nate being the guy in charge of that. Had dozens of wrestlers in 2024. It was an excellent tournament. But I am very determined to not go 1-2. Again, watch my head placement here. Terrible Tachi-ai, but now I'm locked in.
Got him low.
I got my right hand on his belt. I got my head exactly where I want it. Now I got both grips. I'm going to work him backwards, but that head on the chest lifts him up. Yeah, there you go. That head on the
Well
chest
done.
lifting up your opponent relative to you is definitely one of your top priorities.
You get
Spoiler,
their
Jake.
center of gravity higher than you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Spoiler, Jake. That's one of my strategies. I'm going to try against you. Is just raise your center of gravity from there. Probably
yeah,
easier
I
said
have
than
the
done.
well,
We'll see.
yes, and I have the advantage of being like 8 inches shorter than you, so
Yeah.
like my head's already lower.
But yeah, we'll
So the
see.
way the bracket shook out, I ended up against Brianna having another match before Flyric had his second match. But yeah, I'm sitting at 2-1 right now, and this is Brianna out of Tennessee. There were no other women who came to compete at this event, and Brianna is tough as nails and was not willing to not wrestle. So she's like, "Yep, screw it, I'll do men's lightweight."
She's also embraced the Koto Yuki hand taping. I appreciate that.
You will see why. This was not my most pleasant match.
What?
There's the photographer has an excellent picture of her just palming me right in the face at one point in this. But yeah,
Wait,
she definitely goes for the
Oh!
Tsupari. Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm just struggling to get her hands off of me. And then as soon as I back up,
Oh, nice.
Oh,
ring
Reversal
awareness.
at the edge.
ring
So, yeah.
awareness.
Ring awareness.
We talked, well, I mean,
Classic Jake.
I talked about this with Brianna right after the match too, but like, yeah, she was way stronger than me, but I was able to circle away and know where the THRU were because we try to practice using mats with THRU as often as possible in Iowa. That's probably the only reason I was able to get away with that.
Mm.
And then Troy versus Eric.
Yeah.
So,
So weird.
Flyric, this
Why
is
do you
what-
let him compete under?
Why
the
do
name
you do
Eric?
that?
That's yeah.
That's on you guys. You can
So
disqualify
Flyric
me right away.
Flyric and Troy both had one loss at this point, so they're meeting in the lower bracket. And
So
this
little
guy
context-
Troy, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, a little context on this. He talked to me before. He's like, "Oh, this is my first sumo. I maybe started 2 months ago. Like, I'm really nervous. Like, maybe I can win a match or two." I was like, "Okay, yeah, you'll do fine. You'll be great. You'll have a good time." So I thought coming into this is gonna be like a big newbie.
Uh-huh. Good hit though. Good hit with your
Ooh.
shoulder. But yeah, he gets inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he turns you at the edge. So yeah, I think at this
Well, he
Flyric
got
was
to
too
win.
excited, didn't secure his position, and just was.
right, it's
Yeah,
this point where he's lower than you, which is the only reason he was able to get that turn.
Yeah,
But yeah, good match from both of you guys. But yeah, this guy Troy, this newbie, I think he ended up with bronze, didn't he? Like he just kept going.
he just kept on
Good
winning.
for him.
So I felt better about that. Like the two people that beat me were all like gold and bronze, but it was just like, damn, my matchups in the bracket were a little bit rough.
Yeah.
This is my I think my second ever match with Sam. This is Sam from Chicago on the right. I'm at 3-1 right now. Still in the losers bracket, but still in it. And yeah,
Is this
Sam,
the
I
furthest
faced
you've
off.
gone in a tournament, Jake?
Oh, by far. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I like last year, I think Flyric and I were the last two places in men's lightweight. And my
Oh, we
only
did
win
have a
was
thing,
over
yeah.
Flyric.
Yeah.
But last year I faced Sam, and Sam is he's big on Supari. He definitely is good at striking and keeping distance. So you can see I am a coward immediately because I'm afraid of it. But I do get good head placement here, and he and I, like I mentioned with the other matches, talked right after the match, and like if I had committed like right here, right there, I should have just sold out for the push, and I had good
Forward.
leverage. Yeah, but I was a little too late. He spins me, and then we're done. So yeah, it was a good effort. I did a lot better against him than I did against him last year at the same tournament. But yeah, that one was pretty fun. So that's men's lightweight. Me and Flyric were both eliminated. But
Spoiler:
yeah, I think
the guy who flipped me ended up winning the entire thing.
yes,
I believe
yeah.
that.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Ali, yeah. Let's check out that final.
takes a real man to beat Flyric, so
Oh, he fought
obviously.
Gabe for the win.
Yep, this was the gold medal match. It's Ali out of Chicago on the left and Gabe out of Grand Rapids on the right.
Nice.
Here we go. Gabe comes in kind of high, and then Ali gets the leg.
Ooh.
Oh,
is this-
wow.
Did we have to redo this one, or I can't remember? I think
This might have been the Tori Naoshi.
because yeah,
I believe so.
Ali
It
ties
kinda
up
looks
that
like,
leg,
yep,
but they
for the
both
leg
go over
trip.
backwards.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
judges talk about it. Wrestlers come
Redo,
back
yeah.
in. Yep, redo. So they do Chirichozu again. Yeah, they had to go back to back 3 times in this final because it was double elimination. So I think
Oh,
Ali
okay.
had to beat him twice. Ooh, another slow start, but Gabe.
I was gonna say Ali doesn't really have much of a tachi.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're both going for snap downs over and over again here. But yeah,
Yeah,
then
there you go. Ali got him on
finally
that
gets
one.
Gabe forward too much. But yeah, like I mentioned, Ali is a seasoned, very seasoned grappler, but not in sumo specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice guy too.
Super nice guy. Let's see, Eric F
See
versus
Ali
TJ.
versus Jake.
Yeah, it was
Do
what was
it.
that one?
Oh, that's the other Jake. I didn't do open weight.
Oh,
gotcha.
I was mostly running the tech and the brackets and stuff like that. That was Big Jake. I will show you my match against Big Jake real quick here, though. I thought we were having fun. Big Jake did not think we were having fun. So here, Flair got a chance at revenge against TJ, who beat him at open weight last year.
A switch
All right, Flair.
Sapari to the chest.
So already
he was
better
a
than
Sapari
last year,
guy.
which was something. But
Uh-oh.
yeah, he's
Uh-oh,
got the
your
belt.
turn.
not
Your
a-
turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
TJ ended up, I think he ended up silver at open weight. He did.
Okay.
He had an amazing day.
He's gotten so good.
Open weight. Where's the other Eric F versus Mark? Here we go. So Mark, another lightweight out of Ohio.
Oh.
So at least we get kind of a even footing matchup.
This one I felt a little salty about.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Talk us
Most,
through it.
as in like it was close. That was the thing.
Ooh, good hit though.
good hit,
Yeah.
chest bump.
Yeah.
He's lower than you, but you got good
Got
pummeling
your
there.
arm inside.
Keep him
well.
up.
Oh,
Oh,
leg,
that's the
oh,
one.
Ashitori leg pick.
He leg picked me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is why I need to learn your technique, Jake.
yeah. Wider stance, lower, and as soon as he goes for it, you got to react immediately before he sucks it in.
Yeah.
All right, so that was Flaric's 2 cracks at open weight. Then we also had a teams division, where here you go.
I like
Flaric
your
got another
Jake
crack
Iowa.
at Troy.
Yeah.
I do like how I got rematches against them. Most everyone.
Yeah. So in the teams division, Flaric is on a team. You can see him right at the edge of the left screen there. That's Robert Fuimoono, who is a multi-time national champion. He was a judge for most of the day, but he decided to compete in teams. Flaric
Okay,
comes
so
in hot, good pummel. But yeah, he's got lower than
nice
you.
turn.
And that was a close one. And
Oh,
that
is that
landed
the one you were
first.
thinking of?
Yeah, I think that was one of them.
Oh yeah, there, right there. You were like, dang it.
Gave it to Troy. Did the judges? Oh, they didn't even look at it more. Yeah, and it sucks that the good angle for seeing what's happening in the ring is not the best angle for seeing every
Wait,
finish.
who was Darius about to go against?
Well, that's Rupert on the left,
Rupert.
and that's Jamie on the right.
Oh, it's
out of
Jamie.
Chicago.
Excuse me. I that was too
Chicago
fast. I
guys.
looked up too fast.
Yeah,
So funnily-
we're not going to go through
funnily-
all of these matches, but yeah, go ahead.
I do
Flaric.
want to just give a little context on this. Apparently, Rupert, he was the wrestling coach for Jamie on the right in high school. And so, like,
yeah,
and it was like afterwards, like Jamie kind of was talking to Rupert, his old wrestling coach. Hey, I'm doing this sumo thing. He was like, oh, okay, I'll try this. So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a cool story.
Jamie
Matt
is
out of Chicago.
Yes. Yeah. Matt from Chicago on the left here, the founder of Chicago Sumo Club. But yeah, Jamie, by the way, has locked in the Midwest champion for the year, that
Nice.
title. So absolutely congrats to him. We'll do more amateur sumo coverage on that for sure. But this one was nearest to my heart because me and Matt have never gone against each other in like live competition, I don't think. But yeah, Matt and I definitely have a rivalry as like huge sumo fans who are like trying our hand at amateur sumo. And just by rock, paper, scissors kind of styles, I'm generally got the edge on Matt. Matt has competed a lot more than I have, and I'd say he's better than me, but like my style certainly matches up very well. I got that low, dense base, and that's something that counters his style pretty good. So I was able to get the edge on him for that one. Let's see. I think we each have one more in the teams division, Flarrick.
Mm-hmm.
There
Yeah, might be
right.
the
Eric
Ollie
F.
one. There you
Oh,
go.
that's right. That's what it was.
You fought him again?
So yeah, Flarrick ended up in teams division. We had teams of 4, which means you pick your 1, 2, 3, and 4 guy, and you stay in that order when you face another team. So Flarrick and Ali both ended up as the number 2 on the teams that they were at.
Oh no. Flarrick, no. Please tell me you got your revenge.
Yep, Flarrick.
We'll see.
Flarrick absolutely dumps
Spoilers.
the.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, sorry. I'll let you guys see it.
Oh,
Oh, good hand fighting. Kept him away from the belt for a minute there.
I felt a lot better about this match.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
good defense.
Oh,
That's where I should have tried to go for it, I think. There's a time where he tries to do a leg thing.
Oh, damn.
And then he does
Definitely
his thing.
much better than your first attempt at him.
Wow.
It was good.
There you go. There's that camaraderie, that high five that you don't see in pro sumo that looks so out of place. But this one I wish I had back. Yeah, spoiler alert, I don't win this one.
Is this your
but
rival?
This is my rival, Ben out of
Yes!
Tennessee. Yeah, he's 15. He's already like my height, you can see. And he's like he adds a substantial amount of muscle every time I see him. And yeah, I just have a poor tachi eye here. Well, I'm not I shouldn't take that away. He had a better tachi than me and got a good grip. And from there, like I hang on for a while because like I'm still bigger than him. So like I can still rally for a little while of just defense, but I just can't get him off of that head
He
position.
got in nice and low. He got his head right in between the
Yeah.
crick of your shoulder. And
He's
neck.
got a grip on the far side, the near side now. But yeah, that grip was just toast. I got nothing.
Oh,
That was a good leg trip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well
yeah, so he
done.
hits
Yeah, the first time.
Inside
That's
leg
nice.
trick.
Out there. I maybe if I had anticipated, I could have hopped my other foot forwards and saved it, but no, it was just oh no. In the moment, it was the slowest I've ever fallen to the ground. Like it felt like an eternity that I was almost there. Like no. But yeah, so the way things shook out, Flaric's team got gold, my team got silver. And
Good job, Flyric.
yeah, there you go.
0-6. I got gold.
yeah, you did.
Oh, I didn't realize we were back to back. Yeah, here we go.
Oh,
We don't have to
Watch
watch
one
it again, Flair.
You don't watch one
the flag's
time.
like pain.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's fine.
Honestly, this is probably your best match.
It was. Yeah. My
but-
big thing was I was going to slap away his arms in the beginning and just increase the
Thinking
intensity.
he come out with a
When he goes
safari.
for the leg trip, I feel like that's when I should have attacked. Like he does that pretty soon.
Right
Yeah, right
there.
there.
Yeah, right
That's
there.
When, right then is when I should have
Push. Yeah, I see.
I
what
was
you
a little
mean.
bit too slow. And then he decides, I'm just going to be strong.
No, you know,
Yeah.
Can't defend that.
I got
mean,
the
you can,
leverage,
but-
and here we go.
Regardless, though, like I said, I think that was your best match. That was you learned a lot from a couple rough goes.
Mhm.
But either
That's
way,
brackets
I
for
do
you.
obviously got to commend you for showing up and doing the thing.
Same to you, dude. Competing in teams. I know you were kind of on defense about that, but you jumped
Yeah,
in.
I definitely had a terrible mindset coming in of like, oh, I'll just try lightweight. I'll have a little fun. And then like I won that first match and I'm like, okay, all right. All right.
Hold on now.
But if I hadn't gotten that first match, yeah, I definitely would have just been in the, oh, we're just having fun. I don't actually care kind of, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Either way, though, like I said, that full video is on the GSB YouTube channel. Go check that out if you want to see how sumo's coming along in the Midwest. Otherwise, as always, sumo411.com for all of the upcoming amateur events. And keep an eye out for the American Sumo newsletter. Next issue will be in early January. We're waiting until after the holidays to get that one out just because there's a lot going on in December.
Yep.
And it's a newsletter. Who cares if it's out like a little bit after technically December and we still call it our December issue? Whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll close it off there. Ryan, you want to play us out?
Throw your salt high. Keep moving forward.
Oh, that's why you're the pro.
That's right.